This episode of Internet Today is brought to you by Away and by Manscaped.
Art is just one of those things that no one will ever be able to agree on. What is art? Can anything be art? Is art an illustration or a painting, a film, a photograph, a piece of music? Or can art be just an idea, or a statement, or a physical object looked at through a different lens? I guess, to be on the safe side here, art can be anything, and it's up to the artist to decide what is or isn't art, in the same way it's up to the observer whether or not they like it or agree with it. If anything, art should start a conversation. Mm-hmm. And based simply on that idea, the banana duct taped to a wall in Miami that sold for $120,000 over the weekend, it's definitely what you would consider art.
I agree. Mm-hmm. So just what the hell's going on with this damn banana? And why has it completely taken over the art world? Well, let's start out with the basics here. The art itself is officially titled Comedian. And yes, it is literally just a banana duct taped to a wall. The piece was created by Italian artist Maurizio Cattelan, who claims to have been working on this project for over a year, starting out with using fake bananas before finally deciding to utilize the actual fruit. Mm-hmm. It premiered at a festival called Art Basel, which is a modern and contemporary art fair held yearly in different cities around the world, including Hong Kong, Switzerland, and Florida. Mm-hmm. I believe it's, what was that Netflix movie with Jake Gyllenhaal as the art guy?
Is that based on it?
The opening scene is at Art Basel, I believe.
Well, the artist behind the banana, Maurizio Cattelan, he's not as much of a household name as, Banksy, Andy Warhol, Salvador Dali,
Kojima.
Hideo Kojima, Jackson Pollock, and so on. But he is very well known within the art community. And you've definitely at least heard of one of his previous projects. So it's not like this is just some random person who taped a banana to a wall and called it art. This is a known artist who taped a banana to a wall and called it art.
And that alone changes things quite a bit.
Over the years, he's been given the title of, quote, the contemporary art world's court jester. And to say his contributions to the art world are prolific, that would be an understatement. Here's some examples of his work over the years.
Back in 1996, he debuted an exhibition which consisted entirely of another artist's works that he stole from a nearby gallery. He literally just stole this person's exhibit and then set it up in his gallery and passed it off as his own until the cops demanded that he return everything.
Yeah.
That's art, baby.
I know, that's fucking art.
Yeah.
And it makes everything better.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
In 1997, he debuted an art installation involving 2,000 taxidermied pigeons perched atop pipes in an Italian pavilion, complete with pigeon shit everywhere. He repeated this exhibit again in a different location in 2011. Art, baby. Mm-hmm. In 99, he made headlines for his sculpture of Pope John Paul II being struck by a meteorite. In 2000, he released a sculpture of himself hanging on a coat rack. Mm-hmm. In 2001, he erected a full-size replica of the Hollywood sign above a garbage landfill in Sicily. Art.
Yeah.
In 2008, he debuted a sculpture in the Guggenheim of a life-size Pinocchio doll laying face down on the floor, giving the impression that he'd committed suicide. That's art.
This man is an artist.
Banksy did a theft-based thing recently.
And no one bats an eye when Banksy does something.
Yeah, Banksy, I think he stole back some piece. That someone stole one of his public art pieces, and Banksy stole it back. Or maybe that's just the story they're telling, but either way, art.
It gets the people talking. Mm-hmm. And this whole thing, it reminded me, I posted on Twitter today, it was like, now that I'm considering this banana and everything this guy has done to be art, we have to give it up for Elon Musk, who is probably one of the greatest artistic contributors to the world of this generation.
Yeah, he's like our generation's Marcel Duchamp.
Because it gets the people talking. You have the Cybertruck legally calling a hero a pedophile, the rich man's traffic tunnel, and then publicly manipulating the stock market.
He's creating a conversation about wealth and, the things we allow the rich to get away with. Yeah, and that's why Elon is an artist.
Regardless of these things actually existing for a purpose that he wants them to exist for, they could be looked at through the lens of being artistic projects that, gather what society, the statement that they're making to society in a way that is intentional from the artist.
That's art, baby.
Anyways, probably one of the most famous of all of the Italian artist, the guy that did the banana, one of his most famous contributions to the art world, and one that you might actually remember. It was art that he debuted in 2017, once again on display at the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. This piece was titled America. The art simply consisted of a completely functional 18-karat solid gold toilet.
Yeah, we talked about this.
We absolutely did. From the Guggenheim website. Its participatory nature, in which viewers are invited to make use of the fixture individually and privately, allows for an experience of unprecedented intimacy with a work of art. Cattelan's toilet offers a wink to the excesses of the art market, but also evokes the American dream of opportunity for all. Its utility ultimately reminding us of the inescapable physical realities of our shared humanity. Yeah, so
that's art.
This piece, it continued to make headlines in the following months as it was offered to the Trump administration in place of a Van Gogh piece that they'd actually requested for installation in the White House. No, you can have the gold toilet instead. Then, while the toilet was on display in the UK, inside of a restroom that Winston Churchill once used, it was ripped up from the plumbing and stolen. A heist which pleased the artist greatly.
Yes, as you would, just according to plan, exactly as it was intended.
Yes.
So this artist's prolific career brings us right back to this past weekend, where his duct tape banana made headlines across the world, not only because it simply exists, but also that someone was apparently willing to pay $120,000 for it.
Yes.
The fact that it sold for such an exorbitant amount of money, despite being literally a banana, is almost certainly part of the art itself, with the gallery owner where it was displayed originally stating before it even sold that the piece offers insight into how we assign worth and what kinds of objects we value. Now, speaking of the art itself, as we said before, this was its final form, and it apparently took over a year to develop, with the artist himself claiming that he made several models, first in resin, then in bronze, and in painted bronze, before finally coming back to the initial idea of a real banana. Adding that, quote, "The fruit on display was locally sourced from a grocery store in Miami." That's banana country.
I got off the plane at the airport, and wouldn't you know it, there was a fruit stand.
This is like when you forget to do your essay, your final essay for a class in college.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's art.
Yeah, it's just like Lisa Simpson when she had to put together that outfit, and it's just Florida with literally an orange taped to it.
Yeah.
So kind of the same vibe here.
So Cattelan also added the quote, "Whenever I was traveling, I had this banana on the wall. I couldn't figure out how to finish it. In the end, one day I woke up and I said, the banana is supposed to be a banana."
Fucking inspiration struck. And you know what? He grabbed onto it and went with it, and it worked out. By the way, there were two separate versions of this piece, and both had sold out almost immediately, with a third version set up and a new asking price for this one at $150,000. So, you know, it's hot, baby.
Everyone wants their own banana.
Yeah, the art piece has actually continued to evolve in the days that followed in the wake of all the attention it's received. The banana art became the centerpiece of another piece of art over the weekend when an artist named David DeTuna walked into the gallery, stepped up to the banana, ripped it off the wall, ate it, and declared the entire act an art performance titled Hungry Artist. Okay. Surprisingly, or I guess unsurprisingly, neither the gallery nor Cattelan were upset about this act, and DeTuna wasn't asked to pay for what he destroyed. It was a contribution, honestly.
Yeah, he
kept the conversation going.
He actually added value to the art by adding this new variable, this new element to it.
But what do you do now? Well, the gallery, they just found another banana, pulled a new strip of duct tape, and
Miami's full of them.
They replaced the installation, later stating that the man, quote, "did not destroy the artwork. The banana is the idea."
But that's not the end of this famous bananas journey, because yet another artist named Rod Weber created art from the art on Sunday night when he used lipstick to write "Epstein didn't kill himself" on the wall where the banana was held.
2019, all coming together right at the end.
Yeah. Now, oddly enough, unlike the guy who actually ate one of the bananas, this artist was actually arrested for his vision and spent the night in jail being charged with criminal mischief.
Unfair.
But that's still art.
He got arrested for telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. In addition to all this, the people who actually paid for their copies of the actual art might be screwed out of any actual value because, well, bananas, they rot, and not long from now, it'll look just, like a taped up piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's going to smell bad. It's going to be real gross.
But that's still art.
Yeah.
It's an evolving piece.
There are already countless copycat banana art pieces popping up around the world. I mean, we can get one. We can put one on here if we wanted.
But that's the thing. We're not inspired artists. We didn't even think to do that.
Yeah. But, again, the art is in the purchase itself, I guess. And rich people, they spend money on stupid bullshit all the time anyway, so whatever. People are getting paid. That's all that really matters here. People are getting paid.
This is just the ending that 2019 needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in a year filled with absolutely ridiculous stories, this kind of like put a pin in things. And it ended with the Epstein didn't kill himself getting added to it too. So
it's very of its time. That's a meme that I kind of assumed was on the way out. But
waiting for Death Stranding to put banana DLC in the game, finally.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into the rest of today's episode, which includes an inside look at InfoWars from someone who worked on their staff, and a Walmart cocaine holiday sweater, which is also art, let's take a quick second to thank today's sponsors, starting with Away. Whoever said it's all about the journey has never traveled during the holidays. It's the most stressful, craziest time to hit the road. But Away's products are designed to work and fit together, making travel smoother for the holidays and beyond.
These are some damn good suitcases.
They're damn good. I got one when they initially sponsored us, and I went out and bought another because I needed a bigger one. And guess what? It did its job, and it works great.
They're great suitcases.
Lifetime warranty. That's what got me.
Everyone has a unique travel style, which is why Away offers a range of suitcases made of different materials like polycarbonate, aluminum, and durable nylon, plus a variety of colors and 2 carry-on sizes. Away's suitcases are designed to last a lifetime, and their 4 360-degree spinning wheels provide the smoothest roll possible.
It is smooth.
There's a 100-day trial on all of their products, so you can test them out, and if you're not happy, they offer free shipping and returns. Visit awaytravel.com/itdaily to learn more, and if you're in the US, the EU, UK, Canada, or Australia, order by 11:59 on December 15th for free ground shipping with guaranteed free delivery by December 20th. So check out awaytravel.com/itdaily now to get your luggage in time for the holiday rush.
This episode is also brought to you by Manscaped. Jingle balls to the walls, fellas. Listen up, untrimmed pubes are a thing of the past. It's time to gear up and get yourself the gift of shaving this holiday season, and we're talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. How many times are you going to screw up while shaving your dingleberries? You're going to do it too many times unless you get this. That's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer.
Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology, so this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. The Lawnmower 2.0 comes inside their Perfect Package 2.0, which makes for the perfect gift this holiday season. And this package also includes the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, in addition to their Crop Reviver, which keeps your balls smelling nice all day, not sticking to your leg like old gum. The Perfect Package also comes with a pair of Manscaped boxer briefs that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day.
'Tis the season to Manscaped, so get yourself, your dad, your brother, and your friends the best gift of all, the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0. And right now, our viewers can get 20% off and free shipping with the code TODAYDAILY, all one word, at manscaped.com. That is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using code TODAYDAILY. Clean up your nuts, make Santa proud this year, and now let's get back into the news.
Moving on, recently an ex-InfoWars staffer named Josh Owens, who dropped everything to work full-time as a video editor for Alex Jones' media outlet, spoke about his time at the network in an article posted by the New York Times, and it's a wild read to say the least.
Yeah.
You should definitely check out the entire thing, but here are a few quotes about what it was like to work behind the scenes at one of the most controversial and dangerous media outlets in recent years.
Okay, here we go. Soon after I was hired, Jones's InfoWars branded store, which sells emergency survival foods, water filters, body armor, and much more, introduced an iodine supplement, initially marketed as a shield against nuclear fallout. Still learning the ropes, I was tasked with creating video advertisements for the supplement, which he ran on his online TV show. One of these ads started with a shot of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant as it exploded. I doubled the sound of the explosion, adding a glitch filter and sirens in the background for dramatic effect. Jones stood over my shoulder as I edited. "This is great," he said.
"This is great."
"See if you can find flyover footage of Chernobyl as well."
Over time, I came to learn that keeping Jones from getting angry was a big part of the job, though it was impossible to predict his outbursts. Stories abounded among my coworkers. The blind stuck, so he ripped them off the wall. A water cooler had mold in it, so he grabbed a large knife, stabbed the plastic base wildly, and smashed it on the ground. Headlines weren't strong enough. The news wasn't being covered the way he wanted. Reporters didn't know how to dress properly. Once a coworker stopped by the office with a pet fish he was taking home to his niece. It swam in circles in a small transparent bag. When Jones saw the bag balanced upright on a desk in the conference room, he emptied it into a garbage can.
Savage.
On one occasion, he threatened to send out a memo banning laughter in the office. "We're in a war," he said, and he wanted people to act accordingly.
He then talks about how Jones would go shoot guns to blow off steam and adds that, quote, "It was the summer of 2014, and I rode to the ranch in the back of a coworker's truck surrounded by semi-automatic rifles, boxes of ammunition, and tannerite, an explosive rifle target. A few of us left early in the morning, arriving before Jones to film B-roll and load magazines. He had no patience for preparation. When he came hours later, after eating a few handfuls of jalapeno chips, he picked up an AR-15 and accidentally fired it in my direction. The bullet hit the ground about 10 feet away from me. One employee who was already uncomfortable around firearms lost it, accusing Jones of being careless and flippant. This was one of the few times I saw someone call Jones out, and the only time he didn't get angry in response. He claimed that he had intentionally fired the gun as a joke, as if that were any better."
The article goes on and talks about Jones shooting a bison multiple times with a handgun before a hunting guide yelled at him and made him use a higher caliber gun to put the animal out of its misery. Cool. Stories about Jones getting drunk and forcing employees to physically fight him, with one of the fights resulting in an employee having their ribs broken. Sitting next to Jones, speeding down a highway while he chugged vodka and yelled about George Soros. Whew, and of course, numerous stories about completely fabricating stories in order to fit the company's narrative.
Yeah. The staffer obviously ended up quitting and moved on. And he adds that on the day that he quit, Jones called him up and said the following: "Let me tell you a little secret. I don't like it anymore either." The staffer asked, "What do you mean?" Jones replied, "I don't want to do it anymore. And I got all these people working for me, and then I feel guilty. I don't want to do it. You think I want to keep doing this? I haven't wanted to do this for 5 years, man." Fuck.
I believe that.
Yeah, I do too. Man's lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I mean, when he was on the come up, it was probably a pretty cool job, but the last couple of years have not been good to him.
No.
He's gotten too popular for his own good. When he was still just like some dude in Austin.
A fringe reporter.
Yeah, that was probably like the high life for him, but now it's like people are taking him seriously.
Yeah.
It's too much responsibility.
Yeah, because there's a lot of conspiracies out there that are kind of fun conspiracies, and people are kind of, listen to them because they hear how crazy they are, but don't really believe them. But he got really into like stuff that was turning people into lunatics, which probably weighs on you, especially the whole Sandy Hook thing, where that, if he has any kind of moral compass, should weigh on him very heavily.
Yeah. Again,
the entire article is definitely worth the read. You can find a link to it down in the description below.
And also, a great episode of This American Life from about a year ago, where John Ronson does a little story on Alex Jones and like tries to figure out his origins, his early life story, which is shrouded in mystery. It's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Anyway, since that story is a bit of a bummer, we will leave you with a fun holiday-related one before we head out for the day. Santa Claus is full-on addicted to cocaine, baby. Let it blow. I mean, how else do you expect one man to circumnavigate the globe delivering presents to all the good boys and girls in just one night? You're gonna need a little help.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about InfoWars supplements, baby.
Although Santa's probably taking them.
It's certainly not just the sugar rush that he gets from eating all of those cookies that you leave out for him. It's from the multiple lines of pure Colombian white that he's railing nonstop during the Christmas season. And now, Walmart they're in a bit of hot water for simply displaying this well-known fact about Santa Claus having a cocaine addiction on an article of seasonal clothing.
Yeah, Walmart Canada has been forced to remove a winter sweater from its website that at first glance looks completely innocuous.
Hey, there's Santa Claus.
But it's obviously a bit more nefarious than it seems. It's a blue sweater with glistening snowflakes falling down, and on the bottom it says, "Let it snow." But it also features a very wide-eyed, smiling Santa Claus sitting on a couch, holding a straw in his right hand, and apparently in the midst of doing all of the lines of cocaine that have been laid out for him on the table in front of him. Santa is getting absolutely fucking blitzened on this thing. And it's a hilarious sweater. The item's description on their online store, it read as follows: "We all know how snow works. It's white, powdery, and the best snow comes straight from South America." That's bad news for jolly old Saint Nick, who lives far away in the North Pole. That's why Santa really likes to savor the moment when he gets his hands on some quality, grade A Colombian snow.
Well, that could mean anything.
He packs it in perfect lines on his coffee table and then takes a big whiff to smell the high-quality aroma of the snow.
Oh, he just sounds like he likes snow. Like, what's the
The man is addicted to holiday seasons, and
I love winter too.
Nothing like the first smell of snowfall in the wintertime.
God damn.
Get off Santa's back.
How did that make it onto the website?
Well, I don't know, but it's incredible.
Yeah, well, it wasn't all fun and games for the notoriously puritanical corporation Walmart. In keeping with Canadian tradition, Walmart Canada apologized
We're sorry.
for selling the item, saying in a statement, "These sweaters sold by a third-party seller on walmart.ca do not represent Walmart's values and have no place on our website. We have removed these products from our marketplace. We apologize for any unintended offense this may have caused." Oh, jeez.
Jeez, guys.
So there you have it. Another example of the war on Christmas, which is a constant failure year after year, just like the war on drugs that keeps Santa from legally consuming his go-go juice.
Yeah.
Do you want the presents or not?
Listen, we're all going to have to make some consolations here. Santa should be allowed to do mounds of cocaine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's going to be some kids on the planet that wake up with no presents under the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he gets to spend the rest of the year eating whatever he wants because of all the weight he lost that one night.
He burns a lot of calories.
Yeah. He rides the lightning. It's how he gets around. By the way, this wasn't the only sweater that Walmart had to take down after people pointed out that the company behind it had more available on their site. Here's some others. Santa with a ball gag in his mouth getting whipped by Mrs. Claus with the slogan, "Santa has been naughty."
Who would wear any of these?
I mean, I would. If we were going to an ugly sweater party.
Yeah, well, okay.
There's one of Santa getting anally probed by an alien.
Jesus.
One featuring an upside-down snowman with 2 jingle balls hanging where your actual balls would be. And one with the slogan, "Chestnuts roasting on an open fire," which features Santa completely naked from the waist down, warming his testicles next to a fire as he fills the kids' stockings.
Pretty funny, huh?
Yeah. You like this shit? This would be a fucking hit. Like, if my dad wore this around his friends, he'd be like, "That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen."
These are
this and your Big Johnson
sweaters.
shirts.
Yeah.
There definitely is a Big Johnson Santa shirt that exists.
Yeah,
for sure.
there's gotta be.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Get them while they're hot.
no, you can't because they took them down.
Oh, they're probably available elsewhere.
Well, anyway, Merry Christmas to everyone out there with a dirty little mind.
Yeah.
We did a new podcast for our patrons and our YouTube members. You know where to go to check that out. And if you haven't already, watch the latest episode of Weekly Weird News and the latest episode of News Dump.
Yeah.
Right over there on the side of the screen.
Check those out, and we will see you very shortly for an episode of Tech News Day.
Ho, ho, ho.
Bye-bye.